chilly day. I think the weather said between 8 and 9 degrees, so it's a little bit chilly, but I've got some time. I found a beach that I went to about a week ago just to go and see what was there, but I haven't had time to explore. So I'm going to go back this morning and just do a solo trip and go and see what's there. I like going alone. It does make it a little bit more interesting. You've got to be a little bit more careful. Should be fun anyway. Why this beach? This beach is less than 20 minutes from my house. Number two, I haven't been here and explored. I just came here for a radio competition. But if you drive up the beach, so you're going north, you can drive quite a few kilometers. I've driven the top part. I just hadn't seen this part of the beach yet. I didn't realize there was so much driftwood. Also, once I got to the little forest or the thicket on the left hand side, I wanted to go and have a look what was there. There's just quad bike tracks, but I was hoping to find a road into the center where you could camp or something, but there's nothing like that. So that was that side. Later on, once I'd gone up to Leithfield, which is the next village, I turned around and then I went south. So I passed the same entrance and I went down to the river mouth. I wanted to go and see what was there. In actual fact, it wasn't the Ashley River. There's two rivers that join together. One is called Ashley and one is called Saltwater Creek. So where I was actually Saltwater Creek. But a really, really fun day. Over there's a duck hunting hide. The road in these bushes are quite soft because it would be quite scratchy otherwise. I'm going to go and have a look further and see what else there is to see. There were some tracks up to the left, but once I turned on I realized they were mostly quad bike tracks, so I probably did 20 meters and then reversed. I don't mind getting the odd scratch, but it was going to be really bad. This looks like probably a seal bone, part of a pelvis, I think. More bone over there and over there. This beach is covered with driftwood, and when you drive you've actually got to be quite careful because of fairly thick bits of wood sticking out of the sand. Luckily with bash plates underneath, it tends to protect your car. This was the first entrance to Leithfield. I don't know the significance of the boot or the flag, but we turned around. I wanted to go down south to the mouth of the Ashley, so I just turned around here and worked my way back. Ideally you would be driving on the beach below high water mark, but traveling alone I didn't want to do that. I wanted to stick to the hard tracks, and also the sand was very soft on the beach, so I just stuck to these well used tracks and no problem at all. At spring tide, or king tide as they call it, this whole area is apparently underwater. I've never seen it like that, but the sand was really wet. Back at the entrance there was a second road to the left, and I decided to follow it. At the gate it says don't drive in the dunes, so I did not drive in the dunes, but I followed this road, and it took you to a second pond where there were a whole bunch of black swans. You can't see it in the video, but you could just see them above the grass at one stage. When I got to the pond I realized that the road stopped, so there was a place to turn, a little bit tight, but I managed to turn around and went back the way I came. This track was really well used, and it had actually been defined on both sides by shells. Obviously nobody had packed them, but I just think from vehicles driving down, so you could see old tracks, and between the old tracks there were almost outlines or borders of shells. A lot of driftwood again, some of it sticking up quite high. And I can imagine with a low vehicle you could get a nice stick through your radiator. I followed the track down, and on the right hand side there was an area that had been marked off for breeding birds. So there were posts with string or wire or something in between. It was near the top of the estuary, so it was fairly, I won't say far, but it wasn't close to this track. It was probably 50 to 100 meters away. The whole time I was there I never saw another vehicle. There was one motorbike track on the beach that was fairly fresh, but that was all. I got where I wanted to be just to go and have a look. There's a little wooden structure up here